obviously what you know we did today, we've done 99 other times just like it, and it brings me a lot of pride to know that our first one, 100 days after the storm, on December 17th, started right over there in Carroll Vegas Park. And a week before Christmas, and I remember flying back to Washington, D.C. after making the commitment to do that park, so many people said, it's a week before Christmas, they're going to be getting ready for Christmas, nobody's going to show up. And stupidly, I listened to them. Because on a cold day, by 8 o'clock in the morning, we had over 650 people, just like we did today, just across town. And it's so great. It really is so great to celebrate this milestone on a long journey back in Bay St. Louis. Jeffrey, you and I talked that day about this park. We told you we would do this park. Commitment fulfilled. Also, I want all the folks who were at that first build to raise their hand. Jenny Reynolds, Joe, raise your hand high, high, high. Give them all a round of applause. Now, for anybody who's been on an Operation Playground down here, raise your hand nice and high. Almost a half of you. Thank you very, very, very much. There's two people in particular I want to point out. Linda from New Orleans, a retired school teacher, a grandmother. This is her 18th Operation Playground build. Thank you very much. Where's Linda? There she is. Raise your hand, Linda. And Russ, where are you at?
I am.
How many is it for you, sir?
17.
And how many you got planned on your calendar?
Got 4 more planned.
Thank you very much. I hope that you feel like I feel, and that is, when we showed up here this morning, sometimes if you hadn't been to a build before, you may actually doubt that we could get all that we talked about doing done today. But if we can do what we did today and 99 other times and weather a little bit of rain, thinking back to what August 29th, 2005 was like, we need to do more every single day back in the Gulf for the kids and for these communities. And what I'm excited about is the boomers that I get to work with. And the first project over in Bay St. Louis at Carroll Vegas Park was actually funded by, at the time, 40 boomers who I worked with. They raised the money to make that project happen. And they never gave up. When everybody else said it couldn't be done, they never gave up. Thank you very much to every boomer who made this possible. Both the ones that are here, but also the more than 80 that could not be here. So give them a round of applause, nice and loud. In particular, I also want to thank Jane Duquette, who was the project manager of the Carroll Vegas Park, who left us to go to law school last year. And she said, I'll be back. And she chose a great project to come back on. Jane Duquette, who's out there somewhere, thank you very much. This build represents almost $8.2 million that have gone into these 100 projects by great partners. 49 different funding partners have kicked in that money, and we're going to hear from a couple of them that sponsored, in particular, this project and 17 others right here in Mississippi in a minute. But I do want to say thanks to all the Operation Playground funders who believed in the Gulf Coast and believed in what we were doing so much to continue writing checks after checks after checks. And they're all listed on this banner here. And just want to say thank you to all of them. Two final things. When I came down here, we saw the devastation. We saw the opportunity. We knew that playgrounds were important to the kids in returning a sense of normalcy to their lives, to their days, to their schools. As important it was for housing and schools to be rebuilt, it was important to give the kids just a simple space called a playground for them to have a little bit of their childhood back. And I want to thank in particular Sarah Pensky from the KaBOOM team, who's been our director of Operation Playground. Who I believe on the 100 projects has actually been at 90 of them. And to her husband Todd, for the time that he's been away, thank you for letting her do such a significant thing. And Sarah was also joined down here today by her father, Mike. So thank you all very, very much. Before I introduce our sponsors and partners of this project, some people have asked me, so your commitment's done? Absolutely not. As long as there's a need for playgrounds in Bay St. Louis, Gulfport, Pascagoula, Gaucher, New Orleans, you can count on KaBOOM to be your partner and play down here. We don't need another goal, but our goal is until everything is back and every playground is built back, we'll be here. If that's a year, 5 years, or 10 years, you haven't seen the last of KaBOOM yet. So we've completed this milestone, but the journey is not over. You'll see more of us sooner rather than later. Thank you for allowing us into your lives, into your homes, and into your communities. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. Now with that,